Good morning and greetings from Northumberland on another a nice morning. It's the 8th of June and we continue our journey through the Sermon on the Mount. I think there'll be much to reflect on in the Gospel over these coming days. Yesterday, we were talking about being blessed for the qualities of who we are. Today, Jesus is talking about our vocation, as it were, what we are called to be, how we are to put all this into action in our lives. And he uses two powerful images, these two images that we have continued to use in Christianity since this time. He talks about Christians as being salt of the earth and being a light to the world. Salt, which a small amount of which causes, if you like, a seasoning, an enhancement to the flavour of the world, and the light, which can change things dramatically, to light a light, can light up a situation, can change perspective, can make a difference. And Jesus calls Christian people, you and me, to be salt and light in the world. And that means he's calling us to live in a certain way, and by our living in that way, to influence the world in which we live. There is no concept in any of the teaching of Jesus that we can believe one thing and then live in a different way, to lay those beliefs aside in the decisions we make day by day, the decisions we make about our priorities, the decisions we make economically, the decisions that we are called to make about the way we vote or the way we look at our responsibilities for caring for the weak and vulnerable. Jesus says to us, you have to be salt. You have to make a difference in the world. You have to be light. You have to be hope. There is a debate in our country today, this week, about aid to foreign people, to the poorest people in the world. Our foreign aid budget is being reduced from 0.7% to 0.5%, £4 billion. That's £4 billion that would go to the poorest people in the world. And many people on both sides of the political divide, on the right and the left, are questioning this at a time when we've learnt how interdependent the world is yet again, that if we do not help those who are the least advantaged, it has an effect on us. This will be true about vaccination for COVID. If we don't help to fight COVID in other parts of the world, we just create a reservoir that can infect our country again. But if we do not aid those who are the poorest, it also has consequences. And firstly, it has consequences on what Jesus tells us to be. People who make a difference for the better in the world. And so Christians can rightly call on governments, whether they be Conservative or Labour or any other conceivable government at any time, to look at the teachings of Jesus, to look at the values of Jesus, and to govern our country in such a way that those values and those teachings are put into effect in our world, that our country can be a light and an example. that our country can be salt to savour the international climate. That's important. But bringing it back to me and you, it's important that the way we live today brings light and hope, brings savour, brings a new way of looking at things to our world. And may God bless us in that.